So, took off work this week. Had a little bit of vacation time. Was trying to use up. Anniversary was on Monday, so me and my wife went out and ate. And I worked on early part of the week. I worked on some motorcycles. Had a guy bring one over. I had to work on one for a guy I know, and I pranked around with a couple of them I've got out there between mine and Dad's. But as far as the truck, I was planning on working on it a little later in the week here. About the only thing I managed to get done was this EGR block-off plate here. That was the last piece that I needed for the delete. The tubing's already been removed and plugged off on the intake and on the factory manifolds. That plate was, I'd cut it out for a 2.2 S10, or for this S10 when it had a 2.2 in it about 15 years ago. And I found it sitting out back in some junk that I had laying, and I cleaned it up. The Advanced Auto over here doesn't really keep a whole lot of anything anymore. Well, I guess not for these older vehicles. I still struggle to realize that almost 30-year-old truck is an old truck now. But they don't have the gasket, so I just use silicone. I really shouldn't have much going on here that should affect. So that's silicone put in place. The plate's been cleaned back up. It's 1/4-inch stainless steel plate, and that is one of my decals for when I build alternators, which I still need to build one for this. Figure I need to get it running first. That's the biggest piece that I managed to do while I was off this week. I did get to start on my wiring harness a couple days ago. So the factory harness comes in above the driver front wheel. Now it comes in beside of the passenger front wheel on the firewall. So everything has to be flipped from left to right or right to left, depending on, its orientation has to be flipped 180 degrees. So all the wiring either has to be extended or shortened to let the factory dash harness work. Because I don't want to modify that harness, because it's going to have to be replaced eventually. Trying to spend as little as possible in doing this build. If you've watched any of the other stuff, most of what I've done has been, what's the cheapest way I can get by and still not be an absolute hack job. That dash will have to be replaced. I'm going to use the old dash right now, and if I find one that's in good shape coming out of an S10, more than likely it's going to come out and the factory harness will be in it. So I want to be able to just unplug it and set the new one with the harness back in place and not worry about it. And if it's an aftermarket dash I put in, like one of those really sweet stock S10 dashes that lowest common denominator talks about all the time, out of the 59 Impalas, I don't see me going that route, just because again I'm being cheap. But if I go an aftermarket route, I'll tackle the wiring then. But for now, that's the angle I'm taking on this. Nothing else has been done to the truck. I planned on working on it later in the week, and when I got to that point, my oldest son, he decided that he was going to learn to ride without training wheels on his bicycle. So there's the bicycles that my boys had. One of the arrangements he had with my parents was that once he learned to ride without training wheels, he got a new bicycle with handbrakes. So he went and picked him up a new Hyper spinner, nice little Walmart bike. My youngest son wanted a bike too, so they've been absolutely burning this road up right here where I live for the last 3 or 4 days, and I won't let them out on the road here because there's not any traffic right now. But we get traffic comes through here absolutely just stupid. you occasionally get people that come through here. It's a 15-mile-an-hour road with the designated bicycle trail for the city of Inez. But people come through here and they just don't care. It's people that don't live on this road mostly, and they don't think about it, which I guess we all were young at one point. I'll stand pretty much where I'm at right here, and I'll wait for, I'll let my kids ride up and down the road to about where my dad's car is right there, coming this way. And just make sure that there's no traffic coming to let them ride. I'll get them out of the road. That's been the last few days. I'm hoping I can get back to this truck. And I've messed with these bikes a little bit too, but it's been a little bit of progress this week. But I went and got the bikes moved over. Got them all parked. Blocked the garage there, and that opens up my other parking spot. So that's I think it's the end of my vacation time. I'm gonna call it a night. Y'all take care.